You don't lose a good man in one mistake. Mm-hmm. You lose him in patterns, in the small disrespect, in the constant criticism, in the effort that slowly fades. A good man doesn't just wake up and stop caring, but over time he realizes something, that the peace he's looking for is no longer in that relationship.
I've had girlfriends, female friends tell me, oh, you're bored? Just play Hinge. I go, what? She goes, Hinge. I go, no, what did you just say? Play Hinge? She goes, yeah, just play Hinge. Like, just play. Like, it's like, it's like a game. You think this is a fucking game?
Most women nowadays like to talk about the fact that there are no good men left, but here's the truth, ladies. If you actually treated men with respect, if you actually listened to them, you obeyed them, you admired them, you acknowledged them, you made your man feel special, or you made men in general feel respected and special, they would treat you like queens. They would treat you exactly how you want and expect, and probably even better than that, and give you even more than you could have imagined. Because men reciprocate the effort that they're given. Men reciprocate how they're treated. If you're treating your man horribly, he's not going to treat you very well in return. And that is your fault. That's not his fault. If you want a man to treat you better, start treating them better.
You know, a woman can say, well, I want a man to do this, X, Y, and Z. So the man does all of that. He does everything that you're asking him to do. Well, maybe not everything, because, you know, who does everything, right? Not a lot of people. But he's doing a lot of the stuff that you ask him to do. And you return the favor by doing darn near nothing. Next to nothing. That's how you return the favor. Next to nothing. You're not getting anything. I'm not thinking about you. You can't give me a kiss on the cheek. Nothing. Now, with that being said, you tell me, what about that would be appealing to a man? And we can wait.
If she has daughters, they're gonna end up exactly like her. Trust, fucking ran through, and just for the streets, trust, bad decisions after fucking bad decisions. Stay woke in the streets, big burn.
Men stay in relationships because leaving costs more than people realize. Men know when the relationship is over and it's time to leave, but knowing and leaving are two different things. Men stay because they know that they've invested time, energy, reputation, money, and plans. More importantly, they stay because they don't want to fail publicly. They don't want to start over. They don't want to hurt children if they are involved. And most of all, they never want to look like they gave up. One thing I know about a man, they are very, very optimistic. They believe that things will improve. And they put it all on their shoulders if they work harder, if they provide more, if they're more patient. And sometimes they stay because they hope the woman that they met will somehow come back in the relationship. Unfortunately, men actually have to process leaving. They don't leave when they know. They leave when things get super heavy and it's just unbearable. And when a man makes that final decision to leave, it is rarely sudden. It is after a long period of silence, emotional withdrawal, and adjustment. Men never make impulsive decisions like that. They walk away completely exhausted. But to the woman that he's walking away from, it's absolutely sudden. She does not realize all of the things that she has done to hurt him, all of the things that she has not been doing in the relationship. All of a sudden, all breaks loose because now she's emotionally broken down because she did not realize what he was plotting. But the truth is, she created everything for him to walk out the door, and she doesn't even realize it.
These modern women, you probably heard it before, Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what they're looking for, unfortunately. Now, they probably won't refer to themselves as that, or they might. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They want you to come save them. And a man does not have the responsibility to do that.
If you're asking a man to do something, any man of any age, and I don't care if they're this big or this big, when they've said yes to doing it, then could ask, so what would be my part to set you up to win? And just those words, like, how can I set you up to win? Have I set you up to win? Is there something you need to be set up to win? Those are their words. And one of the mistakes that women make is we think if a man fails, that makes him try harder. And especially if we let them know how upset we are, that they'll double down. No, they're wired the opposite. Only spend time and energy and resources on things you can win at.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Why don't you ever date white guys? Why don't you give white guys a chance? It's because every time that I've tried to talk to a white guy, the first question that they always ask me is if I've ever been with a black guy. Like, are you afraid that you're just too small or something? Like, what is the point of you asking me that? Second that I do say yes, their demeanor changes. Everyone has their own preferences, and I just like my men a little seasoned, okay? Sorry.
Okay, y'all, let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all have heard this famous quote? Once you go black, you'll never go back. But majority of most people don't understand its true meaning. Like this video, go to this young lady page, watch some of her other videos for a bunch of original content. She makes a bunch of good stuff. I love when we have these type of discussions. Because the chocolate side of social media overall is extremely narrow-minded. We tend to think only within our little bubble. When we fail to realize other ethnicities have the exact same discussions that we be having. The same insecurities, biases, and prejudice. Relationship woes, 50-50, we all have the exact same conversation, but majority of us can't tend to think outside the box. Once you go black, you will never go back, was a sign of disrespect. Back in the day, if Caucasian men had found out you had slept with an African-American man, they considered you damaged goods, and they didn't want no business entertaining you anymore. So when that man asked you that question, you know where it was coming from. A major place of insecurities, and they see you less valuable. Even in adult entertainment, if you was an adult entertainment star and you were a woman, as long as you entertained those specific men, you were okay. If you entertain anybody outside of that, you made less money. But leave a comment in the comment section. But y'all growing to do what y'all want to do.
I think another one of the issues is that when you listen to these modern women and the things that they say, it's always that a man has to be finished while you are still a work in progress. Do you think that's fair that a man has to deal with you and your BS while he has to be the perfect spec?
Men goes women for a simple fact that they are not interested anymore. और मुझे पता है तुम्हें उनके लिए excuses बनाने हैं कि वो busy होगा, उसके घर में ये काम है या उसके ऑफिस में ये काम है, उसके एग्जाम्स है. But let me tell you the truth. As a man myself, us men जब हमें कुछ चाहिए होता है तो हम पूरी जान लगा देते हैं उस चीज को लेने के लिए. हम ट्राई करते हैं, we show up, हम टेक्स्ट करते हैं, हम प्लान्स बनाते हैं, हम तुम्हें पूरा क्लियर कर देते हैं that we want you. So you have zero confusion. और अगर वो तुम्हें वो एनर्जी नहीं दे रहा है तो वो बस अब इतना इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है. मे बी वो आ जाएगा कभी कभी जब उसके लिए कन्वीनियंट होगा, तब तुम्हारे साथ फ्लर्ट भी करेगा, वो सब बोलेगा जो तुम सुनना चाहती हो. बट अगर तुम उसे वो गेम खेलने दोगी तो वो कितने भी टाइम तक ये गेम खेल सकता है. एंड द फैक्ट विल रिमेन द सेम दैट ही इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड.
So you guys wanted me to ignore my girlfriend all day and get her response. This is how it went. She Hispanic. She crazy. Okay, so we started off the morning good. She said good morning, Poppy, because everybody know, you know what I mean? There's only one Poppy in the house. Tell my father-in-law I said, what's up? I'm just playing, don't say that. So I didn't respond to that message. 30 minutes later, she said this. She said, why didn't you kiss me or say goodbye this morning before you went to work? Not her putting out my business because I'm about to post this on TikTok. Look, I'm trying to do a challenge. Not her typing in all caps. It's giving concern. It's giving Toxica. It's giving Krishan and Blueface. I'm just playing. It's definitely not. But she said, who got your attention because I see your location moving and your Snapchat score snapping. Okay, y'all, I might have to do a part 2, so let me know if you want me to do it. Like and comment, please. Let me know.
And I think another thing that, kind of confuses men is that a lot of these modern women have a whole checklist of the things that they need you to do. They have a whole checklist of the things that they want you to do. And then when you meet those things, or you're pretty well through that list, like you're checking maybe not every box because nobody's perfect, but a good majority of the boxes. She'll say something like, well, I mean, sometimes she don't even say anything. She just acts disappointed, like, okay, is that it? What else do you have? Like, I expect more out of my man. You know what I mean? And then when he asks, she's like, oh yeah, you know, you're doing great, but I know my friends would do, or my dad would do, or my grandpa, or I've heard stories and tales of my great-great-grandpa, who I never even knew, doing this for my great-great-great-grandmother. So I need you to treat me like that. That's a myth. He never did that. If you go back to her and you ask her what actually you can't ask her, because she passed away. Your mother's lying to you. That's a...
There was a study. If you ask men who their best friend is, most of them say their wives. Right. And if you ask a woman, she's really got her friends. She's like, Lisa, you know, Amy. Like they really, yes. they have it. And for men, it'll be their wives.
Fuck it. Single women keeping women single, bruh. It's only single women that's gonna say something like this. Only single women or women that are unhappy in their relationships, bro. These women out here that rely on their homegirls or their tribes to hold them down instead of their husband, that's a red flag. And 9 times out of 10, that relationship ain't gonna work, dog. Your partner, your woman, or your man is gonna be your best friend. You tell them everything, or a lot more than you tell anybody else. They see you when you're most vulnerable. They see you when you're most happy. They know everything about you. They know what you're gonna do before you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even close, bro. This is just some single, depressed woman.
You know how I feel about Justin Bieber. I don't care. I don't care. He's literally the first love of my life.
I'm telling you, if you're dating someone and they're talking about celebrities like that and like celebrity crushes, wrap it up immediately. And it's funny because we all know it's disrespectful, right? And it's like if the guy were to go around liking all of Ice Spice's IG posts, like we definitely hear problems about that, right? I remember one time I was dating this girl and I called Charlie XCX like queen and she was not having it. Like, I don't know what it is like with this narrative where it's like some people try to make it like, oh, like it's not a big deal. And like, nah, bro, it'd be a big deal. And the thing is, not only is it disrespectful, but the person who's doing it knows it's like when they're actually doing it. Like, I call Charlie X queen because I'm low-key and like that's just what we do. I remember one time I was talking to this girl and like she was like getting giggly like with like the thought of a male celeb. I was like, oh no. I was like, I will leave like literally right now. Straightened up immediately, started crying. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. And like a couple weeks later, she did it again with like a different male celebrity. And I was like, yo, like I will end things. I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like this is not a joke. And I'm like, I don't know who you're used to dealing with, but nah. And then it never happened again, right? But then in hindsight, I was like, bro, they definitely know it's disrespectful because this person was so like, if I ever said anything that was like relatively like positive like about a woman, like she was tweaking out about it. So it's like, bro, like it's one of those things where it's like they know and they're really just trying you genuinely. I'm not even gonna lie, bro, like even if you have to correct it once, I think that's fine reason to get out of it. Like do not let them play in your face, bro, because people, and I'm sure men probably do too, like people know what they're doing when they do stuff like that.
You know, these modern women, it's not ignorance, it's just misapply, like you're not applying it in the right context, right? Like, you know, say for instance, if a man does something, you know, maybe he's working and he don't text back. Oh, you know, he's avoidant. You know, you can't really trust this guy, right? And they make a big deal about it. They'll fool around. Obviously, they're going to text a group. Obviously, they're going to text anybody and everybody who they know. They're going to blow up your phone. They're going to tell TikTok you're a terrible person. But when you look at what she's doing, she don't text back for a few hours. Oh, you know, you know, I'm just maintaining healthy boundaries. You know, you're doing the same thing that I am, but for some reason, I'm wrong about it. I'm the one that's toxic. I'm the one that's avoided. How the heck does that make sense?
My husband is a 7-figure entrepreneur, and because he puts himself in rooms that are bigger than him, I have also been around 8-figure and 9-figure entrepreneur. And here's what I've learned as a dating coach about men with money and how they handle dating and relationships. The first thing that I learned is that they invest in what they value. If a man like this likes you, you'll know by the way that he shows up. And I'm talking about time, time, effort, and provision. Number 2, they value peace over looks. If you are a beautiful woman, but you are inconsistent, dramatic, and chaotic, it's going to be a no. They already deal with stress in the business. They don't want it at home. The third thing that I notice is that they observe more than they talk. They do not ask a million questions, but they do pick up on energy, habits, and patterns. So in other words, they watch how you move and how you respond to things. Lastly, they move slow with commitment. And I'm not talking about business stuff. I'm talking about relationships in particular. They do not rush relationships, but when they decide, they are very decisive. When it comes to this, they are not confused. If they want you, you will know it. The higher level the man is, the less he's chasing and the more he's choosing wisely. Keep that in mind.
Where do you actually meet high caliber guys? Step 1, you're not going to meet high quality men sitting on your couch watching Love is Blind. So let's get that beautiful behind off of the couch, meeting some of these guys in these high caliber places. The first one is adult education classes, or frankly, any type of fitness activity. Adult education is one of my favorites because they tend to be single and they're looking to fill their time and learn something new and better themselves. And that's an awesome thing. Best thing about going to adult education classes, you're going to be around other growth-minded people. The second place is high-end lounges and bars. You are a successful woman. You're not the type of person who's going to go to the local dive bar and meet Joe Schmo drinking a Bud Light. That's not going to be your thing, and I get it. You don't want to go to bars. We're not trying to bar hop and pick up guys. But I will say, at some of these very high-end lounge bars, if you live in a major city, there are certain nights of the week where older guys will be going out to meet women. So what I'd recommend you do is, in your given city, go onto Yelp right now, search for $4 signs on Yelp, look at all those different spots, go to a few of those bars on typically a Thursday night or a Friday night. There is at least one place in your city where men go who are over the age of 40 and 50 and they're single and looking to meet a woman just like you. And the third way is through your friend group. Talk to your friends, get them to be your matchmaker, because their husband Bill might have a friend Frank who is single and looking to meet you. The key with all of this is that high caliber men go to high caliber places, so raise the bar and get out there, go meet some of these guys and have a little bit of fun.
And you're seeing a lot of these modern women, they want to go get the bag. So they, move to a different city, level up. You got your, you live in an expensive city. I want to go to NYC, Chicago. And they do level up. They're getting the bag. But what happens a lot of times with these modern women is they become more transactional. They lose a lot of their femininity. Now, is it possible for a woman to work and be feminine? Absolutely. Right? You have a lot of women out here that are working in high-powered corporate jobs and they still maintain being a woman. That doesn't mean that you're not firm. That doesn't mean that you take BS, whether it's from a man or a woman. But that, I know how to handle business, but then I also know how to be feminine. I also know how to be a woman. Right? I also know how to be a leader. Too many times, modern women are happy. They're comfortable trying to fit into a masculine frame when they really should say, how can I still be who I am, but take on this leadership role, be an entrepreneur without changing and acting like I'm a dude?
What do men in stable upper middle class Black marriage markets actually screen for that women don't always talk about?
I think that's a very good question because it's very inconsistent. When I talk to men all the time, it's all about sweet. They always use the word sweet. They always use the word kind. They want someone who's chill, that makes them laugh. It's not about where they're from or their upbringing. I think a man that is successful in life, they're working so hard every single day. They want fun. They want to see a smile. They want happiness. What brings them down is drama. What brings them down is a woman that is constantly complaining or where they don't feel like they're good enough. I really don't think they want that much. I think they want just happiness. They want to come home to peace.
There is this level of, and I think this is interesting about a lot of women who are my peer group who are super successful, academically inclined, very cerebral. They go on dates like an interview, and it's like this point, and I have to show up so polished and I have to show up so perfect. And the men are like, I don't even laugh on these dates anymore. I think Black women have been screened, or we've been positioned in a way where it's like we have to show up perfectly in every space. And that doesn't always work in dating, because there is a piece of me who is like, what about the days that I'm not, like, does he also simultaneously show up for me that way? And I do understand.
Oh, absolutely. And he should, because we are going to have bad days. We are resilient. We are strong. We don't require a lot. But when we do have bad days, they need to show up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They're so used to us being so strong and resilient and all the things that many times we don't allow ourselves to show up and be vulnerable and say, I'm sad or I've had a hard day. But we can't do everything. And we're built to think that we can do everything and that we should do everything. And I think men like it. You know, sometimes when you let
need a little help.
Them. Yeah,
you need a little help, honey.
I had to learn that the hard way, but you know, I'm glad it was early in our marriage, because if not, I would have, you know, we were gonna have some issues.
I understand why a lot of women are suffering in the dating world, and I promise you it's the dating apps. I promise you it's just a bunch of losers on the dating apps. Okay, because there are a lot of good men out there, and they're not on the dating app. Okay, let me tell you some of my horror stories. Okay, I had one guy tell me that he's looking for a third wife, and he wants these 3 wives to be best friends and to spend all the money on him. I want these 3 girls to support me. What a fucking loser. What a loser. I had one guy tell me he didn't have a kid until the 4th date. By the way, I have a 9-year-old. 9-year-old. Who the fuck's babysitting him? Like, why'd you wait all this time to tell me? Like, you didn't think it was a good idea to tell me before you met me? I don't want to be with you and your 9-year-old kid, bro. I'm good. I don't got kids, right? And then the last one is funny as he told me he was a pharmacist, and then I found him working in Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I was like, what the you said you were a pharmacist. He's like, oh no, I'm pharmacist in Algeria. Fucker. I ain't going to Algeria. I'm telling you, like, don't go on the dating apps. They're fucking losers.
A lot of times these modern women, a lot of them are spending, upwards of $10,000, $12,000, things like BBLs, lip filler, and, veneers, like stuff like that. And I've seen it. I've sat right there and listened to them talk about, flying overseas and going over here to get this done and that done, which fantastic. But what they do with that is they'll come back and they'll post thirst traps with the stuff that they're getting. And they'll be upset at the men that are coming and giving them attention. They'll be like, why can't I get the man that I'm looking for? Well, I mean, even though the people that you went to did good work and you look nice, you look cheap, right? Number one. Number two, let's say that you don't look cheap. Let's say that you look fantastic, did a fantastic job on your face, the tummy tuck. I saw one lady that they gotten what they call like a mommy makeover or something like that. But, you go and you do all that type of stuff and you don't even look like yourself anymore. And so essentially, and this is what modern women get mad at. They get mad at a man for saying, oh, well, I'll just, go get a doll or something like that. But then you want him to accept plastic. Because after a certain point in time, that's essentially what you are. Is nothing but plastic. You're not a real person. Why would anybody that, well, there's some people I think that, they don't care about that type of stuff. But you have a lot of guys that would like you as much as possible, if you can, to be natural and to take care of what you got.
Never, ever, ever chase a woman who chose to walk away. Not once, not ever. I know what you're feeling right now. You think if you just say the right thing, send the right message, or even make the right gesture, she'll remember what you guys had and come back. She won't. And even if she does, she will leave again. Because she already showed you who she is when things get hard. She chose to walk away from you. That was a decision, a conscious one. And the moment you chase that, you tell her that decision means nothing. That you're standards mean nothing. That she can leave and come back whenever it's convenient for her. A man who chases a woman who left him never gets that respect back. Even if she returns knowing that she has the power, knowing that you'll fold, knowing that your boundary was a suggestion, not a standard. And that knowledge poisons everything that comes after. The right woman doesn't walk away and wait to see if you'll chase. She stays, she communicates, she fights for it with you, not against you. Let her walk, not out of anger, not out of pride, out of self-respect. That version of you that refuses to chase is the version that attracts something real next time. Hold the fucking standard. Close that door and keep building. What's meant for you will never require for you to beg for it. Comment door closed if you need to let some go.
Understand that the way they talk about men and the way they move, even out here, a man is going to get tired of that at some point in time. He's going to get tired of having to basically be your servant, because that's what you're really asking for. You're not really looking to reciprocate. You're not really looking to give back to him all of the things that he gave to you. And really, honestly and truly, at the end of the day, that's what a man is looking for. I think both sides, you have, okay, and that's why they say this is how I receive love, right? A man, will receive love in the way of respect. A woman is probably going to receive love in the way of affection, words of affirmation, and there's a lot of women out there. That's why you have the 5 love languages, because a woman is going to receive it. You can hug me, but don't hug me too much. There's within the 5 love languages, there's varying degrees. Some women don't really like gifts, but I do like them. But I would like you to talk to me and tell me that I'm pretty, tell me that you love me. That's the one that I really, really like. But it's nice to have some gifts sometimes. It's nice for you to give me some flowers. You got to do a combination of all of these things, right? And then when you're looking at a man, once again, the same thing. This is how I receive love. I would like you to touch me. I would like you to come in, give me a hug. We're watching TV. You might be rubbing my head or massaging my shoulders or rubbing my back, just like I would to you, right? You want a massage, you want me to, I'm so tense. Work is so stressful. And okay, you want me to come in, you want me to hear those words, come in and give you a massage. No questions asked. And then for a lot of these ladies, okay, give me the 5-star spa treatment. Well, I'm not a masseuse. Well, just get the oil and, all of that stuff and, just do your thing. So now you as a man, you got to go online trying to watch movies and videos and stuff like that. Okay, how do I massage right now so I won't hurt? Because modern women will get out there and be like, oh, you're doing it wrong. I'm not a masseuse. So yeah, I'm doing it wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Oh, it's too heavy and stuff like that. Right? So they're telling you, this is how I want you to do it. Great. A man is going to tell you, well, this is what I would like. This is what I would want. And when I say what I would want, especially if I'm giving you what you want, I don't want to hear no cackling, no going back and forth, none of that. That's how y'all be losing good men. Y'all don't want to do anything that they ask you to do.